We've been getting a lot of Mario Maker 2 news as of late, and in fact over the last week we've had 18 minutes of analysis content for this game. And we don't have to mention our 1.5 hour analysis on the debut trailer. But Nintendo aren't giving us a break as they've just released a brand new trailer celebrating the new era in Japan. And it showcases the Mario 1 style, Mario World, and Mario 3D World. And boy, there's a lot to point out here. So let's crank out the old analysis machine and find out what secrets and hidden details might be hiding. First though, don't get too excited about changing stars in the same level, as while it may seem you can do that at first, take a look at the timer. We're going from 286, to 292, to 293. So these are clearly separate clips just being thrown together. Oh well. But there's still some major stuff hiding in plain sight, so let's cat dive in. So the Mario 1 style may basically seem the same as it always is, and, well, it almost is. Though there is something that caught our eye, and that's this new coloured pipe. We previously saw Mario World with red, blue, yellow and green pipes, so this is likely the red one in the Mario 1 style, though given 8-bit colour limitations this could be the yellow one. But yeah, there's really not a great deal more to see here. This is Super Mario Bros. As it pretty much always is. But do you know where there's a lot happening? The Super Mario World style that actually showcases a brand new template, the Sky World. Now previously, we thought this could be the airship template as the backdrop is the exact same as Mario Maker 1's, right down to the near identical cloud placements. But now that we've seen the floor and heard the different music, it's very clear that this is the sky theme. So it seems Sky is indeed a new level template for Mario Maker 2, and it's almost certainly going to be in other game modes too. But what does that mean for Airship? We know it's in the game as we saw it in the Mario 1 style, but are Airship and Sky really going to have identical backdrops? It would be a little confusing changing between them and seeing basically no change. Well, considering we haven't seen the Airship style in Mario World yet, it's very possible they decided to redesign it. Maybe going for a darker look similar to Mario All-Stars? Guess we'll have to wait and see. Did you notice though that Mario reached the top of the level? We can see the camera panning with him here with each jump, but it seems to stop right here. We went ahead and remade this level in the original Mario Maker and found the same limitation. The same 2-screen tall limit is in place, but in our previous analysis, we believe we found evidence for the opposite. Not only have Nintendo shown off vertical auto-scrollers, but this specific one here appears to go higher than Mario Maker 1 would ever allow. So why are we met with a limitation here? Well, here's a thought. What if when you start making a level, you're given a choice between landscape and portrait modes? So vertical levels would have 2 screens worth of horizontal space, and horizontal levels would have 2 screens worth of vertical space. It would explain why the screen can go further here, but is limited here. Alright, there's one more thing to note in the Mario World style, and that's these PAL blocks. Now I know what you're thinking. Those were in the original Mario Maker. Well, they are, but these ones seem a bit different. Look at them, they're flashing rapidly. We later see PAL blocks in the 3D World style, and they're still as static as ever, so what gives? Well, it is possible they just decided to give them a new look in Mario World, but what if PAL blocks are given a secondary function? We initially thought that they may be on a timer, but the flashes don't appear to get any faster. So what on earth could this be? It really could just be a new design, but that kinda goes against the point of Mario Maker. It's about taking existing Mario assets and making new levels with them. So this may be a stretch, but what if it works like the original Mario Bros. Where you can hit them 3 times? That would make it distinct from a normal PAL block and explain why it looks a bit different. So while Mario World has some big new reveals with its sky theme, Mario 3D World has a ton of new minor additions, and a lot of them we see in the very first screen. For starters, this is our very first time seeing the yellow pipe in the 3D World style. We've seen the red and green ones previously, so now only the blue one is missing. Well, for the time being at least. Also notice the 2 cloud platforms. We may have even seen these in the Mario World style from this Japanese ad, so this is very likely in all game styles. In motion though, they move up and down just like moving platforms. So is it possible they're variants of moving platforms considering they have the exact same function? Perhaps there's a lot more customization than we thought. Anyway, just a bit further up we have cloud blocks in the 3D World style. These are pretty basic platforms, but they can be destroyed by Thwomps and Bowser. Also, notice how the giant Goomba is alerted by Mario's movement. This is taken straight from 3D World where enemies speed up once they see Mario. Though unfortunately for this fella, Mario's got places to be. We see Mario slide down a slope, knocking down a Goomba, Red Koopa, Stingbee, Ant Trooper, Spiny, Bob-omb, Hammer Bro, and Piranha Plant. And then if you knock up the sound, you'll hear something rather important. That's Mario speeding up just like he does in 3D World, Mario 3, and Mario World. You can catch this in the release date trailer too. In 3D World, Mario would speed up, and then after a short while he'd get a rapid boost. We haven't seen the big boost yet, but the sound effect is the exact same. Moving on, we finally see Skipsqueak in action. Previously we spotted this guy on the selection screen in the debut trailer. In 3D World, even when you stop their platforms, these guys just keep running. But as you can see in Mario Maker 2, they're pretty static, though it is still bouncing in the air. Though we've got to imagine if we place it on a conveyor belt or something else that moves, they'll probably start running on the spot. After all, that's kind of this character's trait. We also get a better look at ant troopers in their natural place. So far we've only seen them in the open, but here you can see they walk on walls and ceilings. And also, speaking of enemies we only saw on the selection screen, here's the bully in action for the first time. While it goes by a little fast, you can see he tracks Mario as Mario zooms by. Bullies likely won't damage you, but they'll probably try and push you off the edge, just like they do in Mario 64 and Mario 3D World. They're bounty boys. Now you may have also noticed some sound effects and visual effects, and yeah, they're indeed back from the original Mario Maker. We hear the doorbell sound, a clown honk, the cheering and confetti, the man going woo, the man going ow, the heavenly music and spotlight, and a lot of cat paws. So no new sounds or effects showcased, but we gotta imagine there's probably gonna be some new ones in the final game. Anyway, moving back, we get our first look at a blue piranha creeper in motion. Well, for a very short time at least. We initially thought they'd be asleep just like in 3D World, but this one doesn't appear to be. However, there does look to be a difference between the purple and blue one still. You can see the purple one moving around all over the place, whereas the blue one barely moves at all. In fact, it might even be still, up until it's hit in the face by a banzai bill. But even when that happens, it stays blue, whereas in 3D World it turns purple. Perhaps you can decide where the blue one rests, whereas the purple one moves around all the time. That or the blue one just moves slower, which would explain why we can't see it moving. Or maybe it is just really asleep. Anyway, moving on, we can see the blooper reacts in a very similar way to the Goomba, where it spots you and then lunges. They do exactly this in 3D World. Likewise, the Stingbee saw us and started going forward, though it doesn't seem to move from its vertical plane. Even when moving forward, it never dips below this line, so can Stingbees only move horizontally? We then see donut blocks in 3D World style, and they slap the exact same as any other, so you stand on them and then after a while, they fall. None of these blocks are new, but the placement of them is interesting. We know that these ones expand outwards just like in 3D World, but will hitting them destroy everything above? We can't quite tell yet. Now we may actually see a use for different coloured pipes here. Notice how fast the lava bubble drops out of this red one. Now let's test this in Mario Maker 1. That's quite a bit faster. Now this could just be a difference in game types, but it'd be very cool if the different pipes have different properties. Speaking of pipes, there's the blue one. And what's on that pipe? Well, that's a floor boo, and we don't believe these guys were in 3D World, so this could be another style debut. And then just a few moments later, there's a regular boo coming out of the pipe. We haven't seen these guys in Mario Maker 2's 3D World style yet, so that's yet another debut. And you know what? That's basically it. None of these Stingbees are on screen long enough to do anything, but we do see coins, 1-ups, and super mushrooms gliding down with parachutes. So that's a lot of new content shown off in Mario Maker 2, and as we get closer to launch, there's still a lot of unknowns. We still don't know how level sharing's gonna work, or if 3D World assets can be used in other styles. Basically, even though we've done another half an hour of analysing this week, there's still plenty more to see. So for a lot more on Mario Maker 2, be sure to subscribe to GameXplain. Until next time guys, bye.